they shall turn away their ears from the truth, and shall be turned into fables. But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of the evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry.
You make full proof of your calling, that God called you to do certain work in the church. I think that a lot of things that we say and we do, I find people don't want to prove nothing. It's easy to call yourself anything. You can easily call yourself a title. Title can be put on or taken off. Labels can be made and labels can be put. Just in any bottle, you can put a label on it and you can call it, dishwashing liquid, but really it's glass cleaner. It's the content. Don't tell me you are dishwashing liquid and I pour it on my windows and I see film and soap when I'm looking for some Windex. And when you put the wrong label on the wrong content that's in it, it could be very dangerous. Don't tell me I throw water, I'm spraying, it says water, and I find out it's gasoline or lighter fluid. The wrong label can be dangerous, and you got to prove what's inside of you. You just can't stick certain things on it. It has to be tested. And what we don't want to do, we don't want to go through no testing anymore. We don't want to go through testing. We just want to say something and we think, voila. But Paul told Timothy, prove all things. I got folk that starting ministries and doing things and ain't proving nothing. There's certain characteristics of when you proving something. First thing he said to Timothy, he said, watch. Be watchful. Watch all things. Watch what you say. Watch what you do. Watch how you handle yourself. If you are who you say you are, then carry yourself as what you want to be or what you claim you are. Don't tell me that you are this or that. You can't tell me, oh, I want to get married. I want to be. You can't, and you sleeping around. You're not a wife. Oh, I'm a good man. I'm a husband. You got about 10 girlfriends and 5. You ain't not a husband. Don't tell me you want to be a doctor and you don't wash your hands. Don't tell me what you're going to, and you don't start to practice what you say you are or who you claim you are. Don't tell me you're a preacher and you're cussing and fussing and you're sleeping around. You have no character. You're not honest. That's not correct. You got to be watchful. You got to watch what you do. You got to be watchful of who you hang around with. In any category of what you got, ministry is not just in church, but what God called you to do. You got to be watchful. You have to endure afflictions. He said, Paul said, you got to be able to go through the hard times to get what you need to go or do what you need to do. Are you going to school? Or are you studying? Or are you able to fight for it? If you want to invest in something, you got to jump into it. I don't care whether you're a preacher or a doctor. You have to put your investment into what you say you want to do. And investing in it is enduring hard times. Hard times is your proof of purchase of what you said you're going to do. When you buy something, that means you brought into it. That means I sacrificed to get it. If hard times make you run from it, let me say this. If you got vision, dreams, support shouldn't stop you. The lack of finance shouldn't stop you. Yourself shouldn't stop you, self-doubt. If you're really passionate about something, all these things gonna come. But creative people would know how to get around something. If you're really passionate about, you will find a way. And in that finding a way, you gain strength. And when you endure hardness, hardness will help you build you up for the blessing you can. And once you get there, nobody can come behind you and say, I helped you do it. The reason what people want to, it's not about saying, I don't want you to help, I don't want you to do that. Here it is again. God made this have it for you to do so nobody can claim God's glory, especially when it comes to God. When if God feels like somebody going to jump his glory, God will push everybody away so they won't get the credit. And only you can say he did it. It's not about why I know people say, well, pastor won't help people with the bill. God don't want nobody. Because he do it. God don't want nobody. God has just dropped stuff out of the sky for this. Because he did it. And I can't claim nothing. Because I know he did it. Because God wants his own glory. God said, I will share my glory with nobody. And sometimes you got to do things by yourself so when you get there, they won't claim jump. Prove it. Prove that you want to be who you said you are. And another thing, do the work. Do the work. Do the work of an evangelist. Spread the gospel, but do the work. Put the work in. You can't tell me you want a business and you ain't saving no money. Let me say something to everybody. Before we start any ministry, business, you got to be able, the Bible says, first of all, you got to be faithful over a little before you be faithful over much. If you can't take care of a house, or you don't have a house, or you can't take care of a family, or whatever home responsibility, you cannot run no ministry, no church, no business. Your first business is paying your bills. Your first management is managing your mortgage or your rent. Your first staff is your wife and your children. If your wife and children are off the hook and unruly, how can you govern people? How can you govern a congregation? How can you govern employees? If your house ain't in order, the first requirement for an office of anything, especially of a bishop, first of all, you got to be a husband of one wife. You got to rule well your home. If those things are not in order, you automatically disqualify yourself from being anything of leadership. I can't say, even though I am a pastor and my salary comes for whatever folk give, I still look bad if I'm living underneath a bridge. How can I call myself pastor and I'm doing a running man on B&A Boulevard for a ride? Oh, who's going to take pastor home today? What? And I'm talking about prosperity. First of all, you need to pray that prosperity pray on you. And my family acting crazy. My daughter cussing people out at 9 and 10. Off the hook. Nobody want to be around. First of all, I got to get that congregation together. And let me say something to you. The reason why I don't worry about people coming in and out of the house, because my first congregation left in my home and I had to let them go. And if I had to let that congregation go and I was fully vested in there and I did eat with them and I did sleep with them and I had to let that go, why I worry about you? And I had to let that congregation leave. And nobody wanted a member to leave. And I didn't want that member to leave, but they left. But you still that's a part of enduring hardness. So even though they left, I didn't quit the ministry. I had to make full proof that God called me. Whether I had a building or not, I had to make full proof. It wasn't about the building. This building don't make me Pastor Terry Allen. When we were the whole of town, I was still Pastor Terry Allen. Whether I was married, whether I was divorced, whether I had kids or no kid, it still didn't make me Pastor Terry Allen. And adversity not only prove who I am, adversity proved to everybody else who I was. Because if a lack of money stopped me from preaching, you ain't really a pastor. If the woman walk out and I say, I'm giving you have folk that stuff go through, they give up, and you know, I know it's hard. Don't get me wrong, but the Bible said endure afflictions. So if Paul told him that, Paul ain't stopped preaching because he got shipwrecked and got beaten, whipped. He was in prison most of his ministry. He was writing letters out of prisons. But he said endure afflictions. Still do the work that God called you to do. Still drive around, still meet people, do the work of an evangelist. Spread the gospel. This is how you make full proof of what you got called to do. Invest in your own vision and dream. Prove it. Don't try to hijack somebody else's blessing. I see so many young cats that want to start ministries and people want to start business, and soon it get hard. And let me say something to you. Ministry can be like Avon. Your first time out, you know, when women know whoever say Avon, you get all your friends and everybody come out first time to your Avon meeting. Let the third Avon meeting come. Them same family members don't come back. That's how life is. That's how church is. And you got to endure when folk come to church and when folk don't come to church. When folk give and folk don't give. You got to be able to have a business mindset to learn how to budget the money, know when God will always level you out. God will always give you what you need if you know how to manage it. When you got extra, you don't blow it. Because just like the stock market, it's going to be up, it's going to be down. But those who are mature, that's why new investor, it's hard to keep new investors because they get scared when the fluctuation go up and down. But those who've been through investing for a long period of time, they know it's down now, but if you wait long enough, it'll go back up. God is the same way. God will level out everything to make sure you don't lack. It's scary. Roller coasters are scary too. Don't you know it's okay when you're going on that it's all right. But when you see that thing going down and your jaws in the back of your neck or flapping against your ears, it's scary. And falling or going down is scary. But you gotta, even in the net, do you tap out? Because that's a part of the test. Bible said, God said you're gonna be tried by fire. That's why I tell folk, you want to be Bishop Terry Allen? No, I just got finished paying for Pastor Terry Allen. Give me a break. I just imagine how the hell, I said, Lord, I didn't know I had to go through all this hell for Pastor Terry Allen. Well, Pastor, you need to be, no! Bishop of who? I'm an opinion of Bishop. I'm like, my main base got to be intact before I'm going out helping somebody else. You can't grow, you grow your own first. Make sure all the plants in your garden is growing before you go fertilize somebody else's. That's what prove that you, not the people, but prove to God that you are in this for. Let me say this. If I prove to God that what I said I am, and I know he called me, then God will make full proof of your ministry that he'll help you. He ain't gonna let you be out there. God gonna back you up if you true blue. If you're true to the word and you really love God, God will back you up. That's why I always say to God, when God tell me to say some crazy stuff that I don't even get, and y'all looking at me like, okay, here we go, Pastor. Like I was telling people, okay, y'all, we gonna get a building, y'all. We gonna get the building, and we in the building. Then people say, well, ain't nobody here. Well, wait a minute, hold up. First of all, I told you ain't nobody gonna be here when we get it. But you at least believe the first part. I understand you didn't believe we didn't get it. Now we got it, then you don't believe there was nobody coming. Believe somebody coming. If that was right, I make the other part right. If you believe look, number 1 came true, don't you think God gonna do number 2 and 3 and 4? That's just it. But you gotta, from faith to faith, glory to glory. It doesn't matter because God's still funding it. And as long as God's funding it, we can do it. As long as God will bless the few folk that's here or the few folk that's coming. God will bless the people. It ain't about, let me say this. I always tell people in church, don't get hung up on the number. The more people you got, the more personalities you got to deal with. And we can have a packed church right now, and packed successful with all these people in the church, and everybody is unemployed. Everybody gave $1. Packed out church, and I'm walking up here, and he's doing well, and only 10% is really holding the church. That's financially. And if you got a 100-member church, only 10% is paying the tithes. All right, so that's going on. So say for instance, you only see 10 people sitting in the church. If them 10 people are the ones that for real, you all right. You just gotta look at it. You just gotta hear the echo sometimes. It's more personal